Can I ask my question in Malayalam? Can anybody please translate it? Okay. നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ കുറച്ച് ദിവസമായിട്ട് നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ സിനിമയിൽ ഇപ്പോൾ സോഷ്യൽ മീഡിയാസിൽ കാണുന്നുണ്ട് ഒരു പ്രത്യേക സിനിമയെക്കുറിച്ച്. ആ സിനിമ കാണുന്നവർ തിയേറ്ററിൽ ഇരുന്നുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ വലിയ തോതിലുള്ള ആക്രോശവും ഒരു പ്രത്യേക വിഭാഗത്തെ മതപരമായിട്ട് വിഭജിക്കുന്ന രീതിയിലുള്ള ആക്രോശങ്ങളൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ കാണുകയാണ്. കാശ്മീർ ഫയൽസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ ചിത്രത്തെക്കുറിച്ചാണ് ഈ ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. മാത്രമല്ല, താങ്കൾക്ക് തന്നെ യു പിയിൽ കാലുകുത്താനായിട്ട് 6 വർഷത്തോളം ഇതുവരെയായിട്ടും യു പിയിലേക്ക് എത്താൻ പോലും കഴിയാത്ത രീതിയിലുള്ളൊരു സാഹചര്യം ഇന്ത്യയിൽ രൂപപ്പെടുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇത് നിലവിലെ ഇന്ത്യയുടെ സിനിമയും ഇന്ത്യയുടെ സാഹചര്യവും ചർച്ച ചെയ്യപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരു വേദിയിൽ ഈ ഒരു ചോദ്യം അൺഅറ്റൻഡായിട്ട് പോകാൻ പാടില്ല എന്നതുകൊണ്ട് ചോദിക്കുകയാണ്. താങ്കൾ ആ കാശ്മീർ ഫയൽസ് എന്ന സിനിമ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ? എന്താണ് ഒരു സിനിമ ആളുകളിലേക്ക് ഇത്തരം വലിയ തോതിലുള്ള ഒരു ഹെയ്ട്രഡ് പ്രചരിപ്പിക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിനെതിരെ ശക്തമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പ്രതികരണം സിനിമ ഇൻഡസ്ട്രിയിൽ നിന്ന് പോലും ഉണ്ടാകത്തതിന് കാരണമെന്ന്?
I spoke about it before. No, I haven't seen a Vivek Ranjan Agnihotri film since I worked with him in one film, which is 2006. So because our struggle then, as me as a writer and him as a filmmaker, decided then that I'm not interested in him as a filmmaker. So I have not watched his film and I probably won't. But what you're talking about, the second question, I answered that in the sense there is a wave of cinema, nationalistic cinema, patriotic cinema, where nationalism is misconstrued as to be, in order to be nationalistic, it's deemed that you are Hindu first and you're standing up for that. You know, that for me is a very false, convoluted idea of whatever is being propagated. And because it is making profits, such cinema will continue to be made and you can't stop it and I can't stop it because it's making profits. And a lot of opportunists will turn as filmmakers to start making films to cater to that audience. That's the world we are living in. So I say that we have to deal with it. We have to deal with it. Yes, everything everybody is saying is the truth and nobody wants to accept it. But then I cannot go out there and make the film to counter it. Then I'm no one to speak about it. It's very hard right now.
Hello, sir. Okay. So as you said, Malayalam cinema and South cinema are experimenting and making fresh films. So why isn't Bollywood doing it or any Hindi cinema?
Because right now we are following a formula. Right now we are either making a patriotic film or social comedy. So if you don't fit into those two categories, it's hard to make a film. So.
Hi, Anurag sir. Hello. Yeah, I'd just like to comment that I was a big fan of yours even before watching your first movie. Like I had watched Satya, but then I came to know about you more through the blog called Passion for Cinema at that time, like around 15 to 20 years back. And at that time, it was all pure passion. Like a lot of filmmakers coming together, arguing and putting out the angst.
Then we were reckless, now we are careful.
Yeah, so it was interesting to note that you mentioned about you being much more smarter and cleverer when it comes to making movies, like how to manage the system and how to reach the audience, and even make money to budget other movies by other directors. So my question would be like, how has your passion for cinema been like? What was that journey, the passion that you had then?
That I still have for other people's films. I travel to festivals, I like to watch movies, and that passion has not reduced. That passion has only increased. But there are a lot of other things that come with it. You know, when you're just a filmmaker and you're only trying to make your film, it's much more easier. But today at a point when you're a filmmaker, we are associated with 20 different films. And any act of mine affects all the 20 films. Then you start becoming a little weak in your resolve. So it's, for me, it's like I didn't care a damn when I was writing on Passion for Cinema. But today I have a daughter which is much older and today I feel vulnerable. So I'm not as brave a person as I used to be. But when I see bravery in others, I stand behind them and I'm like, go on and be yourself. So that's the most I can do. But, it's like the person that you love is from 2008-9. I'm not the same person anymore. I'm a little older and a little more vulnerable and a little more probably not doing exactly the same thing I want to do.
Great.
So I want to ask you about the democratization of cinema, especially because you are a producer. So if you want to make a movie in this time or any time for that sorts, you have to and if you don't have a certain level of social or economic capital, you're not able to make a movie because it costs a lot and all of that. So how do you think you can solve that? Like even if you don't have money, yeah.
See, we were working towards that, but it's very difficult times. You see, there a movie by Arun Karthik called Nasir. There was a movie called Sthal Puran by Akshay Indikar. Sthal Puran went to Berlin. Nasir was at Rotterdam. Even Pebbles, which was India's entry for the Oscar. A lot of movies like that do not find a platform that they should be on and reaching people. They have traveled and we have read about them, but we have not seen them. Right? So, making a film is one thing. It's easier to make a film. It's much more difficult to put it out there and to reach the right audience. It's very difficult. And the pandemic has made it even more difficult because when the OTT platforms came in, suddenly it was like a sigh of relief. These films will find a way to reach the audience. But there's such a flood of mainstream movies that they had a surplus of movies, which was getting a much bigger audience. And the audience also started moving to the smaller screen. So the very movies that should have found a way out with the OTT platforms suddenly got left behind. And all the filmmakers, if you talk to, for them to recover even half the money has become very difficult. Filmmakers like Bergman said that every film should make 1 penny more than invested in it. Because if your film even made at 20 lakhs, if it doesn't make 20 lakhs back, it's very difficult for the filmmaker to make the film again. So right now the struggle is that how to put it out there. The struggle is not how to make a film. Because the films are being made. You will see a lot of films there in the festival. And some of them I've seen at festival last year. And I meet the filmmakers and all of them are struggling to make their next film or wanting to put it out there somewhere.
The thing is, earlier, even especially in Malayalam industry, in the era of John Abraham and all, they used to take their films and they used to screen it directly to the masses. They used to go around the villages.
We had a functioning NFDC then. See, there was a national system that supported it. We used to have Chalchitra in UP that used to screen movies. We used to have so many cinemas like Shakuntalam and everything in Delhi and places like that where movies were screened. It's become harder now. Now we have NFDC, FTA, everything all is integrated. And I don't know how much it is supporting cinema. It's like I was so happy to come here and say there was a Chalchitra Academy and there was a cultural ministry that's building new cinemas here. I walked into Sri and I said, this is government's gift to cinephiles. We don't have that in Bombay. We don't have a place like that anymore in Delhi or places like, except on whatever places were there are no festivals anymore happening. There's no such thing happening like IFFK there. So I'm saying you are still very lucky to be here. We don't have that kind of a privilege. So, and culture is something that they're very afraid of now because it empowers us. Art, cinema, music, culture empowers us. Anything that empowers us and makes us find a voice puts the fear of everything in them, the government. So they don't want it. They don't want to support it. So it's going to be difficult for us. But like I said, worse time than we have faced. The filmmakers who made films. So it's left to each individual how you make a film and how you put it out there.
Sir, I'm from I'm here. Sir, there is a understanding that nowadays Bollywood has lost its spine, that they are not able to take their stand against any social, any social cause or
You
force.
see, I am not sitting straight anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. So, but was it earlier there? Did Bollywood have a spine ever? Or is it?
No, I think filmmakers still have spine. The filmmakers with spine are not making films at the moment.
Why is that so? Like,
Because to make a film, it costs money.
okay, okay.
It always comes from somewhere else.
Good evening. Actually, did you watch the movie Pebbles? Right now, Pebbles movie. Did you watch?
Yeah, I saw it. I've seen two different versions of it.
Two different versions. Well, actually, that movie is telling about extreme love and extreme violence in the same family. Yeah.
And I can't hear you. Your mic, you're moving. Huh?
Ex-
Keep it closer.
okay. Extreme love and extreme violence in the same family. They are showing that. And actually, I was very much distracted after showing that, seeing that movie, because the audience were full of clapping for that, and I didn't got that movie. Why it is so like for the? Actually, the question is for all the audience out here, and for you. I want an opinion about that. From the inauguration, IFFK's inauguration, we are supporting, we are showing that support for the woman. And in that movie, it's showing the extreme love and extreme violence in the same family. There is no sign that we are showing that the man who is doing that violence is not a.
I'm saying, when you watched the film, were you very uncomfortable?
Yeah.
That's why it is a great film.
Yeah.
That's why it's a great film. Your question is coming from discomfort. The idea sometimes cinema needs to make you very uncomfortable, because only then you get bothered by you still thinking about it. That's why it's a great film.
Yeah, but actually, when the viewers, our viewers, actually, they are taking this, what they are saying, where they will not think about. I am not saying about all the viewers. Most of the viewers, they will take only that what they shown there. But this type of distractions, it made us.
There's no such thing. I'm saying there's a film that bothers me, which is the biggest hit in the country. Correct?
Yeah.
It is made for a purpose. It's doing its job.
But it's not.
There's a film that bothers everybody else. It has to evoke or provoke, or something has to come out of it. Maybe some change will come out of it. But for me, it's a personal expression of a filmmaker and his world that I had never seen before.
Yeah, but what actually disturbs me is, it's in IFFK, they're putting the film, not in the normal theaters and all. It's in IFFK and they are clapping for that thing. Then what will happen? Actually, what the message is going out? There's two
See,
different
message
thoughts.
is very individual.
Yeah.
Message is very individual. What you take from it. It is not, I'm saying, why do you want to control that?
The director also said it's going out, they're looking for a release soon. So actually, what message will go out? That's my question.
You
What do
should
you
wait
think
and
about
see.
it?
Wait and see.
Yeah, okay.
Wait and see.